Which now, if you compare Arrival to that Sliders episode, legitimately in like 5 minutes, he was like, "I know how to communicate with fire."
Got it. Yeah.
West Virginia,
Mountain Mama,
Mountain Mama, take me home. Angry Roads.
Wait. Hello, and welcome to episode 48 of Angry Roads. I'm Suzanne.
And I'm Dave.
And today, I guess we both came up with the question.
It's something I thought about for a while, I think, and you and I, it's come up in conversation a couple times. And Suzanne went on a bit of a space kick for a while, so it came back into conversation.
I just want to say, please look up the size of our sun compared to other suns, because it's actually just a regular sized star, and I didn't know that, and I feel like I need to tell everyone, because I think that's the most interesting thing I've ever heard.
I don't know why. What made you think it was big? Because you think you're important?
No, because it's so big. Like our
No, you're just very small.
No, but our solar system orbits it. In my mind, it was going to be massive. And, it is compared to our Earth, but it's not compared to the other stars. That's not what this video is about. But I'm going to put down in the link below, actually, the videos that I watched, because I found them really, really cool.
She's a real nerd. No, what we're here to talk about is life in the universe.
Hey, let us know down below if you think there is more life in the universe. However, we now have a special guest.
Here's life in the universe.
Hey, it's the Mia.
Azia.
Oh.
So the general thing that I think about when I think about this is not the usual question where people are like, because I feel like obviously there's other life in the universe.
Yes.
There, as you said, there's about a billion trillion unbelievable amounts of stars. There's a billion trillion galaxies that I'm never going to understand or see.
Yeah.
The question
Surely
is,
someone
for sure
exists.
But the question is, even if there was, if it was already here, would we even recognize it?
Now, when you say that, do you mean is it a sentient patch of haze? Shout out to Night Vale, or
no. What if it's like me?
Yeah.
Except that it's this piece of paper.
Right. So you're saying like cats, for example.
No, because I feel like I know that cats are alive. I know that they're doing things, but I'm saying
Is the paper sentient?
Could be.
So it is a sentient patch of haze.
No.
Shout out to Night Vale.
I'm saying as an example.
Okay.
We went to Mars.
Yeah.
Right? Or the rover did anyway. He picked up some things. He's fine.
He's not.
Curiosity.
Why would they not send him another solar panel? They had the time.
He's old. He can't do the job anymore. He's got a new big brother that's much better.
His big brother could have sent the battery, and then the big brother... I'm going to cry. Let's go on.
Okay. They went to Mars, right? And they looked at these rocks, and they were like, we found microorganisms and all this stuff. Those are things that we recognize because we know what to look for. What if there was just... I don't know, one of those sands may look like the others, like stick insects, right? But it was actually just an alien, but we don't know because we can't recognize it. And even if we pick it up, it's going to be sand. Do you know what I mean?
I get you. So it in itself is a living being, but not in the way that we perceive it to be a living being.
And therefore we miss it.
And then we can't classify it,
Correct.
Therefore we miss it.
We don't think of it as a living thing because it's sand.
Yes.
But actually, it is. There's so much space and so many variations on potential life in the universe. How could we possibly know what it looks like? If there was a cloud on Neptune, that could be it. That could be them, right? And just because they don't have a house or money or anything,
or communicate in the ways that we understand.
But maybe they just do it their own way, and they think we're the stupid ones. They live in buildings. What's wrong with them? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That kind of concept where, how am I going to recognize it if it's not exactly like me?
I always liked the
Discuss.
idea that if we did find aliens, trying to explain our concepts of how things work.
That's how I got to this topic, because that's what we were talking about.
That's right, that's what we were talking about.
Yeah.
The difference between things that exist and things that humans believe exist. Like, the economy doesn't exist.
No.
The cat exists.
Yeah.
The cat's love for you doesn't exist.
Yeah. Well,
The cat's dependence on you.
Its expression of love towards me exists, though.
Yes, there you go.
But this is what I'm saying. I think that's where that's where we diverted here, because I think you've got that wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I think that the things that I can physically do, see, feel, touch are the real things. What you're saying, the economy, you're absolutely correct, doesn't exist. Money, while physically existing, the concept of money doesn't exist.
Currency?
Yeah, currency, it physically exists, but doesn't actually exist.
Yes.
Right? Shout out to Zeitgeist. But I suppose what I'm seeing is that, like, if I had to explain it to an alien,
Yeah.
I said I wouldn't explain these things because they're all irrelevant. I think that Arrival had it right. You describe maths.
Yes.
That's how we can...
Because numbers are...
Yeah, universal. There's only one way for this plus this equals this.
Yes. What is your this plus this?
Yeah, exactly. Or what... It has to be the same. I'm sorry. I just knocked Zia off because she was falling down. Yeah, what is your this? You know what I mean?
So, if you haven't seen Arrival, it is such a great movie.
It's one of the best sci-fi films I've seen in such a long time.
And I want to say just a very underrated one.
I think so.
Because I've not actually spoken to anyone about it. No one's ever raved at me about Arrival.
I think it came out in 2016.
Even then.
Yeah. But, yeah, look, they had it right because they were talking about the very basic sciences, and that's the things that everybody can relate to.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. If we assume, like, let's say aliens turned up tomorrow, right? They definitely flew here somehow. They traveled here somehow. So the concept of traffic or movement is irrelevant because we just assume that they know it.
Yeah.
Because they came here, unless they woke up here. Do you know what I mean? Like somehow they were like, what the, oh my god.
Oh.
I don't know where I am, but you know what I mean? So I think there's a lot of things we don't have to explain. It's the things that we have to explain that would make this tricky. And how do you explain things that I could possibly never know, which is, even though my leg exists and they don't have a leg and never have had a leg.
Yes.
How
they're
we,
a sentient patch of
how are
haze.
we ever how are we ever gonna know?
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? There's just no equation. I can't like see myself in them, therefore I don't recognize it. And maybe we've seen aliens everywhere and we just don't know.
Do you mean like the fire planet on Sliders?
Yeah.
And it was just a ball of fire.
Yeah.
And they figured out a way to communicate with
Of course
it.
they
But
did. It's 90s TV.
Of course. But they had to make it communicate in the way that we communicated.
Yeah, correct.
Which now, if you compare Arrival to that Sliders episode, legitimately in like 5 minutes, he was like, "I know how to communicate with fire."
Got it. Yeah, I think so. And that just something occurred to me, just a small side one here, 'cause it's somewhat related. But how do you prove to me that you exist?
Do you mean like you're not just imagining me?
Yeah.
I mean, Dave, if you look at the list of topics, I think that's actually already on there. But
Is it?
we'll go on a side thing.
No, I don't think that's the same. I see what you're looking at, but I don't think it's the same thing.
I don't think I can.
Because we're talking about proving things to other things.
I think that...
How do you prove to me that you exist?
Do you mean like...
Because if if I didn't see the alien,
Yeah.
and he doesn't know, I don't see him, how does he prove to me that he exists? That's what I'm saying.
I mean, I guess I can't, right? In my mind, I'm thinking of like a beautiful mind,
Yeah.
which I have not seen, but have heard about, so I'm heavily, heavily paraphrasing. But from what I understand, he is schizophrenic. Spoilers for the movie that came out in the 90s.
Yeah.
And that his whole world does not exist, or that the world that you've been shown in the movie does not exist, or Vanilla Sky.
Yeah.
You know, these ideas that... Vanilla Sky, he gets to the end of it and he's having this conversation with...
Penelope Cruz?
That's it, Penelope Cruz. and they're having this conversation and he's like, but I know I'm actually just talking to myself. And she's like, yes.
Yes.
So I don't know, I can't convince you that I exist, because no matter what I say, if I don't exist, then there is no way that you can trick yourself into believing that I exist if you've already decided that I don't exist, because it's coming from the exact same place.
Yeah, correct. And when I close my eyes, you cease existing, and then I open them, and you still think that you existed, but that's because you created it
There's,
I created it.
There's a
for
really
you.
good Doctor Who episode that delves into that. I wish I knew the names. It happens in a library. You all know it. Had David Tennant in it. We've all seen it 20 times.
I've not.
Oh my god. But
Yeah, but
that essentially happens, and eventually one of the characters has children, and the children are like, when you leave the room, I think I cease to exist. And she's like, oh my god.
I think the only way we can really solve this is by intermittently saying the phrase, aliens, if you're here, talk to me.
But that's like us asking the time travelers, if you're here, what up?
Yeah, but I'm saying all I can do is try. That's all I've got.
I mean...
Prove to me that you exist.
Now we've just fallen into the melancholy of Haru Suzumiya. We've got a time traveler. We've got an alien. All we need is an Esper. So someone that
That's
can do
me.
stuff with it. Yeah?
Yeah. Watch this. I'll bring up some pictures. Instagram and Twitter.
Wow! Maybe you should follow us on our social media. And if not, if you love clever jokes like that, you should subscribe.
Excuse me. And the Hunter Killer code that you should use at checkout is Angry Roads. There goes Alfred.
That is our puppy. He has woken up.
If you want to have some fun, try something different for a while, the first box that you get using our code Angry Roads on hunterkiller.com get you 20% off. So that's a really fun experience, I think.
We had a lot of fun. We'll be releasing a video.
It's coming soon. Yeah.
Soon.
I promise.
That's it.
Yeah.
I'm going to go check on our puppy and see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.